Meanwhile, at the Hall of Cage.
Well, I'm one of those fortunate people who like my job, sir. Got my first chemistry set when I was 7, blew my eyebrows off. We never saw the cat again. Been into it ever since.
I did a bare 360 triple backflip in front of 22,000 people. It's kind of funny. It's on YouTube. Check it out.
Oh my God, a gun!
Somehow they managed to get every creeping freak in the universe in this one plane.
Coffee and a muffin. Okay, so I need to establish themes. Maybe banana nut. That's a good muffin.
So just quiet down, my little one, and call me Dad.
We get some balloons and go to the puppet show.
Sorry, boss, but there's only 2 men I trust. One of them's me, and the other's not you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Caging Greatness, the show where we discuss the films of Nicolas Cage 48.372% of the time.
Going up?
Yes, that percentage has gone up because today we are discussing the fantastic, tremendous, we finally got to see the unbearable weight of massive talent. And, to celebrate this first ever Cage family outing to the theaters, we have Postman Frank and friend of the show Emilio with us. And we've got a picture we'll post. You'll notice that, Frank's not in there, but that's fine. He's totally there.
He's there in spirit.
Right.
I don't really exist.
Right. Because Cannon's in the picture, so it's fine. Frank is there, too.
I do have several answers to that question, why I'm not in the picture.
Why the fuck weren't you in the picture?
Well, the first self-deprecating was I didn't want to bring down the group handsomeness because this is a handsome group right here.
I mean, that's very fair.
The second answer is the direct opposite. I was afraid that my attractiveness would make you all look bad.
Thirst Trap Frank, everybody.
The real answer is I didn't know you guys were doing that, and I just went to my car.
See, Frank's playing 4D chess, big brain, galaxy brain shit.
But yes, we watched it. It was great. We're all here like we normally are. We got Emilio. We got JoJo.
I still have no ass.
We got Cannon.
My pants are being held up with string right now.
We got Pat.
I got the juiciest ass on the show.
And we got Cannon's alt personality, Frank.
Hello there.
It was like we went and we saw the movie, and my God, I'm so excited to talk about it. So let's do that thing where we go around and we get everybody's scores. And, brief summary of what they thought of the movie. We'll start going around my right. Emilio, star rating, what'd you think?
I loved it, man. It was hilarious. I had fun. Sitting next to you was great.
Yes, thank you for not talking.
Oh,
this
you're
time.
very welcome.
Very
I did my best to not do that. But yeah, 4 out of 5, I'm going to say.
Hell yes.
JoJo?
Oh, I had a blast. Had an excellent theater experience for, even though my seat was broken, but I was too prideful to get up, so I'm just.
We would have moved down.
Yeah, we could have moved.
We do that all the time.
It was a Sunday afternoon at 2:00 showing. There was a lot of room in the theater.
I mean, and that was a really tiny theater.
Yeah.
But even then, it didn't bother me. I was still having a good old time. It was legitimately one of the funniest movies I've seen in a while. Like Emilio, I'm going 4 stars.
Nice. Cannon?
Had a fucking good old time with this one. I was cackling, hooting, and hollering the whole time. I had a fantastic time. I don't mean to sound like a broken record here, but I also went 4 stars.
Nice. Pat?
28 hee-haws were had. Easily one of the most fun movies I've seen this year. It's just an easy watch, simple, straightforward story. It's easy to get into. A lot of fun, a lot of nods. It's definitely something you should go out and see. It'll be well worth your time. 4 stars, fantastic.
Nice. Frank?
I'll try to keep this brief. Since I'm getting a little bit of an overt hint there that maybe I go along. Loved it. Yeah, I think it was awesome. Kind of a slow start off as far as the cackles go, but after the first few minutes, the first big joke comes in, and it's great, and they just keep coming, and did not expect the ending. I love the ending. That was fantastic. I'm gonna give it 5 stars.
Nice. So look, I loved Spider-Man No Way Home. I loved the Batman. I love this movie more. This is my favorite Cage movie now. It was everything I wanted it to be and then some. If I could go higher than 5 stars, I would. Do you understand?
They'd have to play it at the Tokyo Dome, Jim.
No, even the Tokyo Dome wouldn't have made this any better. All right, this is like if this movie were filmed simultaneously and played in Chicago at the United Center and in the Tokyo Dome, it wouldn't have made it any better. This is the best thing I've ever seen. I loved it. 5 stars.
Hell yeah.
Like, I want it to be 7 or 8 or 12 stars. But really all we need is one giant star, and that's Nicolas fucking Cage.
Don't you mean Nick fucking Cage?
Yeah.
Man, we got him.
When did Justin Roberts get here?
Now you get the number. Hey, you were the only one that got it. You were the only one that got it. You were the only one that got it. I was making a joke. But thank you.
Fun little callback to our most recent episode of the impression that I get. Go check that one out.
Man, I'm lightheaded.
That probably took all the oxygen in your body.
I want to make sure that our listeners know that was not edited. He just did that.
Honor system here.
Super impressive.
Thank you.
But yeah, this movie, I'll give you just a brief overview because we bounce around with what the stuff we like. We never go through plot by plot, really. Nicolas Cage plays Nick Cage, who is down on his luck, struggling. It's not going so hot. His family hates him. He's making no movies. He's making no money. He gets an offer to go to a birthday party for a guy in Spain. And so he goes. He meets Pedro Pascal's Javi, who may or may not be a huge criminal type who kidnapped a presidential election candidate's daughter to rig the election in favor of the cartels. Nicolas Cage is recruited by the CIA to spy because they need a man on the inside, and shenanigans ensue. And it was great. So good.
It was so much fucking fun.
Yeah. So, like, what were you guys' favorite parts? Like, what did you enjoy the most? Like,
Fucking hell.
Well, I mean, I know we're going to talk about Nick Cage a lot because.
what?
What?
I mean, you know, this is
Nick Cage or Nick? No, I'm not kidding.
No, stop
The whole show right there.
I'll just go back and
We all just tackle him and hold him to the ground.
I demand Cannon do that every time he says Nicolas Cage.
This will be a 3-hour show.
But especially after this movie, I want to make it my life's fucking mission to have a beer with Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
Seems like the chillest motherfucker. And I don't like beer. And I will drink horse piss just to be like, hello, you're awesome.
I mean, he just seems like the most immensely likable, friendly person. And like from what we've been able to tell, he seems like a pretty stand-up dude in real life. And the chemistry between Cage and Pascal is it's genuine and it's palpable because they hit it off in real life too. And for them to translate that so effortlessly to the screen, it just really gives this movie so much more to enjoy for him.
Yeah. And I think if you don't have that chemistry, even if the opposite actor of Cage is doing a good job, if you don't have that chemistry, you don't buy them like doing all these shenanigans
That's
together.
like-
This movie does not work. And like, I think Pedro Pascal is my MVP of this movie.
Yeah, he's probably
Agreed.
the best part.
Yeah.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Their friendship, like, growing was probably my favorite part of the whole movie. Given there's a lot of gags in it that are just awesome, but they're just becoming instant best bros was so fun to watch.
What's your third favorite movie?
God.
You gotta tell me.
Yeah, the Paddington 2 joke
That was good.
that was my favorite joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, the build.
The timing.
Agree.
The timing on that.
Just
Long-term
that
booking.
cut between, you know, like he's like, it made me cry. It made me a better man. and Cage is kind of having this confused look, and then the cut to them watching it, and Cage is like,
Just a classic smash cut, but it works so well.
Did.
and people like I've never seen the Paddington movies, but they are definitely high on my watch list just from how people talk about.
Better than Citizen Kane.
They're quite lovely.
critically.
No, they're lovely. I enjoyed them very much. So yeah, like the fact that Nicolas Cage talks to himself throughout the movie.
And calls him Nicky.
Yeah, but it's a younger version. Like the
That's
CGI
great.
was not super awesome on that one, making him look like younger Cage.
I didn't. I mean,
It didn't take me out of the movie. It wasn't
Right,
like as
yeah.
good as Samuel Jackson and like Captain Marvel, where it was.
Yeah.
seamless.
Yeah, like that.
But-
I feel like you got a time machine for that shit.
Yeah, but I mean,
I think it would have been funnier if it had been worse. I think
Oh,
it'd have been
that
funnier.
would- like if it kind of looked like Princess Leia in Rogue
Or
One.
if it looked like the statue holding the golden gun.
Yes. Yes. 100%.
I mean, you joke, but that one scene where the two faces became one, it almost looked like that bit.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a really nice shot when his reflection superimposes over his Madame Tussauds statue.
Yeah, and there were a couple shots like that where I was like, all right, movie, I see what you're doing.
While we're talking about the dark cage passenger, I suppose, wasn't that supposed to be modeled after that like famous interview he did where he just went fucking nuts?
Yeah, I think so.
If I remember correctly, that
Because I remember-
I've only seen it a couple of times.
Because that famous interview where he's on like a late night talk show and he's just manic as fuck.
Yeah.
He just like does like a cartwheel onto the stage and just like chopping and
money.
punching and like gives the host or somebody his like leather jacket. He was just like, I don't know, speedballing or something, or he was just he was just feeling himself that night regardless.
But yeah, those parts were really cool. I thought it would have been a nice take to see how many different versions of Cage would have like visited him. Like say like
Yes.
I thought that at first too, that there were
Yeah.
multiples.
yeah, like I was like, man, just have like Cameron Poe show up, the fucking his character in Mandy out of nowhere.
or like Big Daddy from Kick-Ass, because I thought there's a moment where like things are getting tense at the start of the third act where he's like in this darkened area with Nikki. I thought like there's gonna be like this kind of curtain call of all these other Cage to sort of like bolster him or something, but that might more so have to do with like rights issues.
Yeah.
Which you can't get all these different Cages back, and they all technically belong to other companies. But just like having like this character of Cage within the movie is great, and like see him play himself and then play himself playing himself and like doing like all these different versions. There's a great moment when they first start to realize that like Javi is not what he seems, and he's actually got all this like boogity boo like cartel shit happening, and he's like, no, Cage, we gotta go right now, gotta jump off this cliff. And like after a back and forth, there's a moment where Cage kind of turns away and turns back, but he's just like Cage mode.
Yeah, that was great. Younger Cage is based off of the Wild at Heart interview from Terry Wogan's talk show.
Okay, that was the one then.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's fucking rad. The hair, man, it was damn near spot on.
Yep.
Like fucking
I dug it.
Action figure face aside, that was definitely I'm not gonna lie. There were even times where even normal. Bless you.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Where like normal Cage had a bit of like an uncanny valley situation, at least to me.
I think that was because his beard was so clearly dyed and dyed poorly, but also very small, and the toupee,
Yeah.
which I think was the point. Like,
Yeah,
it was supposed to make him look fake and plastic and Hollywoody.
But that's still not a complaint against Nikki, right? Is that what they
Yeah.
call it? Yeah. I thought that was a fantastic addition, especially.
When he like lip locked himself.
Oh my God. Made out.
I lost my shit.
Because there were a couple moments where I just kind of turned to Pat and I'm just like,
and not to mention, there were so many great moments where JoJo was straight up turtling because they were just like so anxious, because there's a lot of really good like just anxious, cringy, awkward moments where Cage is like going through sort of the doldrums of his life where he's sort of like falling apart. He's abusing alcohol. He's just like out of touch, and he's just like really sort of falling apart. So like have all these moments where he's just like,
I thought of you, JoJo, the moment when at his daughter's birthday party, he's drunk, he calls attention to everybody to himself, and he starts playing a song he's making up on the spot. I couldn't see you, but I imagined you just furiously flapping your arms.
I was a turtle.
Like
I was Dana Carvey in
just
Master of Disguise.
Shirt over their head, just like all bundled up.
Like my whole issue with that, it's not really an issue, it's just like how fucking fast he got drunk, buddy. Like he's like, hey, we're cutting the cake. Okay, clang, 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 clang. And the cake's not even cut yet. And we're like, woo, listen to this shit. That was great.
Or like towards the beginning of the movie where he's in that therapy session with his daughter and they start talking about the cabinet of Dr. Caligari, and I was like, fuck me, I've been that. What do you mean you don't like this 120-year-old German expressionist movie? It's a classic. But it is a fantastic movie.
No, it really is like it's wonderful. Like it's like I felt that same way. I was like, oh, I love that movie. I feel attacked.
Yeah, I think that was the first time I turned to Pat because it was just like,
Look, I've made my kids watch shit, but it's been funny stuff. I don't think I've had a failure on one of my picks yet.
Because maybe they're just being nice like Cage's daughter was.
No, I don't think so. I don't think his daughter was nice about it. She was straight up hateful about it. Like, you made me watch this piece of shit. Why on earth would you think I want to watch a 150-year-old movie? It's black and white, German.
You need to throw Baby Geniuses at him as like revenge.
Oh, God.
As like payback.
No one should ever throw Baby Geniuses at anyone else.
I'm not a hate crime. I'm not a monster.
I told you I did this to myself. Did you listen to the episode, Emilio?
I'm just sending them all a Cats DVD for Christmas.
Look, I like Cats. It's terrible, and I'm entertained the whole time.
I still like you.
That's fine.
And I forget. I want to give. I thought the guys who played the pair for the CIA were really good.
Haddish and Ike Barinholtz.
Yeah,
I didn't know the guy. I've seen him in a lot of things. He's pretty funny.
Yeah. I love both of them. They're great
and
comedy
she
actors.
was fucking hilarious.
I just love the Crudes 2 bit. It's like, what, you haven't seen Crudes 2?
No, because I'm 40.
45.
Watch Face Off.
That was a great moment there.
and you know what? That was another really smart thing. Because again, we're getting into heavy spoilers for the movie. We're going to talk about all of that, including the end.
Spoiler alert, 20 minutes in.
Too late.
Well, they should know by now if they listen to the show.
As if they haven't seen
They
it.
sent a message. Y'all did not give a proper spoiler warning at the beginning, and now sued. I'm like, whoa, what?
All right.
Whoa.
We'll try to avoid spoilers. So the CIA agents both fucking die.
One you don't even get to see.
Yeah, but I thought that was really smart because it upped the stakes in a legitimate way after so much ridiculousness with characters that you liked but didn't really care about that much.
Yeah.
Because in this movie, like you care about Cage, obviously. You care about his family because you feel bad for them. But you want... God damn it, Frank.
What the fuck?
You know what?
I'm sorry.
At least it wasn't during the movie. But like you want Javi to have the best life possible. He's the best thing. Like he's wonderful in the film. But so as soon as the CIA agents die, you're like, oh God, there are actual stakes here. This is not good. Something could go horribly wrong. Which leads into the standoff when, spoiler again, it turns out Javi's cousin is the bad guy and Javi just loves Nicolas Cage. And so his cousin's coming after everybody, and Javi's like, I have to stand up to him. And so he gets out with just the golden guns, and then his love interest is next to him, and they're just shooting, and Javi gets shot. You're like, oh no, that looked like a shoulder hit, but still, those aren't fun.
Yeah.
But he survives.
He's fine. And he moves to Hollywood where he's best friends with Nick Cage, and they make a movie out of the thing that happened, and the transition.
That was great.
That's a great bit.
The very end of the movie ends right at that situation where this climax of the movie, and it transitions immediately into the movie they made. That was fantastic.
So good. Because like Cage gets they make it to an embassy, I think it was.
Yeah.
And the bad guy grabs Cage, puts a gun to his head, and Cage's daughter throws a knife at him, and then Cage grabs it, spins around, and stabs the bad guy, and that's the switch. That's where it turns into the movie that you're watching them watch about the thing that you've been watching this whole time.
I love the fact that, one of the premises of him being on the island is him writing a movie with his new friend Javi. And they keep discussing how the movie goes, like it's going to be a character-driven drama. But we need we need a hook for the marketing. So the kidnapping. So they kidnapped my daughter, and then at the end there's a big climax for the marketing and all this. And that's exactly the movie they end up making it. This at the end of the movie. Fantastic. Loved it.
And in a lesser movie, honestly, probably the movie inside the movie. Like, that would have been really hammy, and but for this, you don't even notice it until you start thinking about it. It's like, you know what, that's a little clever. I like that.
It reminded me of how Edgar Wright always puts the plot of his movies right in the beginning of his movies with a monologue that the characters give.
Yeah.
Which is another great bit. I love Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright's cool.
And I haven't seen a nifty little movie transition like that since probably Austin Powers.
Yeah, it reminds me very much about that.
I was remembering that's again, no shit talk. I loved it, but I was just reminded of that, and I was like, you know what? That was nice. That was a nice touch.
I thought it was great too. They got his Demi Moore to star as his wife in the movie they made.
You star G.I. Jane?
How? Yeah.
I didn't fuck him out.
I'm getting that in the mail. I'm so excited.
They transition to the shot of his daughter after he saves the day by killing the guy, jogging, or should I say juggling to him, because
very, very Baywatch.
Yeah.
His 15-year-old daughter.
Yeah, it was. I was like, oh, that's weird.
That's questionable.
I felt like the movie was commenting on Hollywood being
absolutely
that way.
100%.
And even the daughter was sitting beside Cage and turns is like, really?
I love you, Daddy.
It's like,
what she says.
Yeah. It's like, I love you, Daddy. It's like, I was like, Javi wrote that line. This movie was fun.
It was.
It was.
I had a great time.
There was no real part in the movie where it kind of dragged. Like when I say it started off slow, you got like a regular Hollywood interview where Cage is trying to get a part for a movie, and he follows the producer, director, whoever, out to his car, and it's normal. It's like your everyday, this is normal, and he gets to the car, and something snaps in Cage's head, and he slams the car door before the director can get in it.
Let me read for you.
And he goes, I am reading for you. And he goes directly into the dialogue of the movie that he's trying to get the part for. And it is ridiculous. And over the top, Nicolas Cage, fantastic. The director's eyes are just bugging out. It was fantastic. It was like, okay, now we're in the movie.
And then later on, he does it again.
Yeah.
The villain.
He recites that monologue when he's pinned down by Javi's evil cousin to distract him long enough for Javi to come in and start popping down the bad guys. Mm-hmm. And to me, the movie is just, like I said on the ride back over, it's just supremely rewatchable because it's a very simple, straightforward plot, and it's just all killer, no filler. It's just it's easy movie, perfect Sunday afternoon movie at the theater or at home. It's it's
a quick 90 minutes.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. Killer soundtrack too.
Oh yeah, the soundtrack was great. I will say for me, it did feel a little long. There was a little bit in the second act. It had a little bit of second act slump, but for what this movie is, am I really going to knock points for that? No.
It's still a great movie. It's just so easy to watch, and I feel like you have a hard time not smiling throughout the movie because especially for JoJo and I, we just the other day we saw The Northman, and just the utter contrast to those movies in every regard. It's you kind of felt light and fun after you just watched this perfect little romp movie, and it's you can't really ask more to that.
Yeah, I was smiling like an idiot the entire time. When Nicolas Cage finds Javi's stash, his secret room of Cage items, it was the only time I stopped smiling because my jaw was just dropped.
I actually patted him and said, "Are you okay there, buddy?" And he's like,
I want everything in that room.
Even the sequin pillow that you always see the ads for.
I have two of them.
I was going to say, you have that.
I figured you did. I was like, oh my God, they actually did it. They got the fucking pillow. and even Cage is like, this is weird.
The hobbies immediately like, no, it's not.
And he like sets it back.
I said that right along with him. Like, no, it's not.
Yeah, I love the fact that when they walked into the room, I recognized just about every one of the props immediately.
Oh yeah,
And that was one of my favorite parts where Nick Cage walks in there and he's looking. He goes, "This is kind of weird," and he goes, "No, it's not." Real quiet. Then Nick Cage is like, "But I like it."
Yeah.
To me, like that'd be a great time just like to get a screenshot of that room and just sort of like try to pick out what all the little odds and ends were, because like I clocked even before they turned the light on that the poster behind them when they walked in, that was National Treasure poster.
That was great.
Because he has like on the table, he has like the bit from the little cylinder
from the Rock,
and he has like the axe from Mandy and like all these other little pieces.
I want that axe.
That is like the one movie prop. Like I would, if I had fuck you money, I would throw fuck
And when they get to the, I mean, it's in the trailer, but when they get to the wax figure and Nicolas Cage is looking at it and going, "This is hideous. This is like one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen. I want it."
How much did you pay for it? $6,000. I'll give you 24.
And I really hope.
Sorry, it's not for sale.
I really hope the fact about the golden guns from Face Off is true, because if so, I did not know that those were real guns made for that movie, just for that.
I mean, all the facts that they kept spouting, I knew about half of them were accurate, so I have to imagine the rest were. I'm going to check on that golden.
Man, give me those guns.
Talk
those are
amongst
purty.
yourselves.
Those are fucking
those
purty.
guns were purty, and I'm not a gun nerd, but
And
those were purty guns.
I just want to say, as Con Air being probably my favorite Nicolas Cage movie of all time, I thought it was a hoot and a holler how this movie opened. Like it literally opens with the finale of Con Air, and there's just two kids just getting high watching and having a great fucking time, and then the girl gets kidnapped. Turns out it's the president's daughter, right?
Yeah.
It's the president-elect's daughter.
President-elect's daughter, yeah.
Because it seems really abrupt how like there's this kidnapping scene and like this like that's a little heroine, and it cuts to like Nick Cage kind of making a fool out of himself at like a professional meeting, and then like, oh wait, that actually is relevant to something. I mean, of course it would be, but just like the hard smash cut to the next thing is like, oh okay.
I think the only other
and when it comes and then when that plot point kind of comes back into the movie, it's like, oh yeah, that did happen.
Yeah, well, when he comes up to the back of the truck, when they've got the girls in the truck, and the kidnapped daughter is sitting in the truck, and he walks up with Javi as they've just rescued him, and she goes something along the lines of, "Holy shit, it's Nick Cage."
He's so fucking cool. Yeah.
And it's like one of the last things she saw was like a fucking Con Air, and then she's getting saved by the man in the movie.
Right.
Like,
That was
could
fantastic.
you love and shit your pants all at the same time? Scanners.
And no one would blame you for it any bit because you just got kidnapped by the cartel.
Yeah, that too.
Couldn't find anything about the guns.
Okay.
They're
So
probably props.
So as far as we know, that was real.
Can I still have the props though?
Well, like a lot of prop guns, especially from that era, were just real guns with shit taken out. That's why a lot of them fired blanks. You still have to have a working mechanism. That's how Brandon Lee died. One of the blank casings got stuck in the barrel. No one cleared it, so they fired it again. So the explosion from the other blank forced that bit of metal out at the speed of a bullet. So, yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
I still need to see that movie.
You know, it's
The
good.
Crow? Really?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It was one I've always wanted to watch, but just never had the opportunity.
Also, I would love it if after you saw that movie, you just enter your Crow era. Sure, just like black clothes, Cage, like corpse makeup, black eyes.
Yeah,
Bitch, I'm one like fucking bad event away from doing that.
What's really fun is to I know several Crow super fans, and they'll show every so often they'll show me Crow stuff that they get. I'm like, huh, it's Sting. They get mad.
I did something I still feel bad about to one of my friends. I love the Crow movie, and I was like, I know you like these weird kind of action movies, so I showed her the Crow. She's like, oh, that was fantastic. What else is he in? And I went, no, I have some really bad news for you. There's three other movies I can show you that he's in, and there's no more because he kind of died making this one.
And one of them we watched here on the show, Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Love that movie.
And it's fucking awesome.
It was great.
I still need to see that one.
It's a good time.
It's on my watch list.
Yeah.
On
The
HBO.
funniest part of that movie to me is Brandon Lee plays like the super American cop, and Dolph Lundgren plays the Asian Zen dude.
Okay.
But yeah, massive talent was just so good, and it's got like I think an 89 on Rotten Tomatoes right now. So everyone not named Colton Wins will just love it.
I mean, they gave it 3.5, which I mean is only like half a star from
Haters.
What most of us did.
Well, that half a star means a lot. Okay.
Gotta pump those letterbox numbers up, man.
I'm a little disappointed in you guys with just the 4, just to be honest with you.
What are you talking about? 3.5 and 4 are not bad scores.
If you would have given
once
me
you
a
start getting under 3.5, where you're just like, oh, yeah.
Let's see, like 2.5, like mid Gross Point Blank region.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I said it.
I love Gross Point Blank.
And that's fine.
Me and Emilio both.
That's fine. You can look.
I hope y'all don't listen to that.
yeah, that's what
We shit on it.
I've heard something about that. Yeah.
The 90s episode.
We apologize in advance.
Gross Point Blank was not well received. I defended it as best I could as
Fucking children.
perfectly
No,
reasonable.
it's not a bad movie. It's just mid. It's
Yeah.
really like I gave it 2.5.
like it
middle
really
ground.
doesn't have a place among a lot of those other movies.
It's like somebody trying to be Kevin
we
Smith
like-
but failing.
But we like Swim Fan. Okay.
No, we hated Swim
No,
Fan.
really?
I
mean,
gave Gross Point Blank a higher rating. If you follow my letterbox at that Cannon guy, you would know this, Emilio.
You jerk.
Also, when and Amelia and Frank are going to start having letterboxes?
I don't know. Well, we got to wait on Canon to set up Frank's.
Oh yeah, I gotta get that one going there, bud. Rate everything a fucking 5. 5. Fuck.
I mean,
If he didn't like
it won't be that. It won't be that off.
Fucking the
There's
Fanatic
only
5.
a couple of bad rating movies that I've watched around.
Gotti 5.
Oh, now you're just being silly.
I love the way you said that. Oh, now you're just being silly.
He went to dad voice.
Now you're just.
Which that's when you know Frank is going to go into his like buff, like badass anime dad mode. Oh, now you're just being silly.
Yeah, don't shake his hand. He'll crush it just like the grip, the dad strength.
The postman strength.
Yeah.
Don't make me go postal.
He said the thing.
He said the thing. I also appreciated all the guarding test references because we're watching that in like 3
Hey,
weeks.
Shit, we are.
I was thinking the exact same thing. It's like, shit, that's right around the corner on the schedule.
That's another movie I like.
Because, the schedule as of now is next week. We're going to have our special guest, Ken Logan, first time on the show. For Left
Second time on the
Behind.
show.
No, it's fine. It's first time on the show. Nobody remembers previous episodes. Like Frank and Emil have never been on here.
Are you telling our fans have WWE brain? If it's longer than 3 months, it doesn't matter?
Yes. Absolutely.
Man, I think I know y'all are not excited, but and I know I'm more than likely going to hate every minute of it, but I'm excited.
I'm excited to watch it with you.
See, because it was a great bit. Like, what if we just go from just the heights of this movie, waiting months to see, to just like, just like straight into
So
the ground?
probably, honest to God, probably going to be the worst movie.
Yeah, like I really do think this will be our lowest rated Cage film.
Okay.
And let's just say the alcohol is going to be pouring for that movie.
It'd be a heavy
It's
pour.
gonna be like,
Well, yeah, we'll be pouring like Sandra Lee levels of like shots here.
oh God. Oops.
Just glug, glug, glug.
After that will be an episode of Uncaged. The Watch Mojo.
The top,
I am so proud of that bit.
the top 5, top 10 Watch Mojo list.
Top 5, top 10. Watch Mojo list.
They just
I
did a
love
list
the
about
meta-ness
Nicolas
of
Cage.
a list
too.
show about a list
Yes,
show.
it was like
course they
it
did.
came out 2 days
so
ago. or something.
mad about that.
You love it.
And then after that, we'll be watching Guarding Tess.
Yeah.
So yeah. Then after that, it's Weatherman, and then The Rock with our special guest J.R. Mounts, who's wanted to be here for Vampire's Kiss, wasn't able to. Looks like he's going to be able to make it for this one.
Yeah, so fingers crossed, and we'll have a lot of new voices and old voices.
Almost
doing
a
this.
solid month's worth of Cage material.
Yeah, just about.
It's shocking, I know, because we sure didn't talk for shit about Cage this whole month.
We are going to pump our numbers up to over 50%.
Yeah,
You wait.
Impressive.
we had to take our time for this movie. We had to drink a lot of orange juice.
Yeah.
We had to get our vitamins in.
That's
We
right.
had to get prepared.
Yeah, a lot of chalky milk, a lot of fruit cups.
A lot of protein, a lot of vegetables.
I want some chocolate milk now. Fuck.
I would also enjoy chocolate milk.
You know, I have not had strawberry milk in a while.
Can you have strawberry milk?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, yeah, Joe, aren't
it's
you
artificial.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
about to say?
It's not like the real stuff. No, like the real stuff makes my throat scratchy.
It makes sense.
Oh man, but this movie, my face was hurting. I was laughing and just smiling the whole. Like I don't know if we mentioned it yet, but our theater, like, it wasn't packed. But I mean, again, it's a fucking Sunday. But the few people that were there, seemed like they were having just as good of a time as we were.
It's probably the hardest I laughed at a movie in quite a while.
There are some genuine belly laughs in this movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
the ending was really, really sweet too.
yeah,
it was.
Because they get to the premiere, like the movie about the movie that we were just watching, like the full Tropic Thunder sort of thing, where it goes from movie to audience. And Javi's like, "Hey, they want to interview us, Fanny and Fair. Like everyone loved the movie. It's great. Let's go." And Kate's like, "No, I'm good. I'm gonna go watch a movie with my family." And so he's sitting there with his ex-wife and his daughter and having a nice time. And he's like, "So no, sweetie, like what do you want to watch?" And she says, "Have you ever seen Paddington 2?" And they watch it, and his wife's asleep, and his daughter's like leaning up against his shoulder, and just having a good time. And they play a Warren Zevon song that I love.
Oh yeah.
Such a good fucking song. And it, like, honestly, I teared up a little bit. It was just really sweet and happy and fulfilling. Like, this movie made me feel better about life, which is weird to say, but it really did. It was nice.
It gives you the warm and fuzzies. I'm not even playing. When you walk out of this movie, you're
While also not being like overly saccharine.
Yeah, it's not saccharine or schmaltzy. It's the right amount of sentimental.
Yeah. Like I said, soundtrack was just excellent. Every song choice was James Gunn level of good.
Also, I found it a little inconsiderate that neither his daughter nor Javi asked him if he had seen the first Paddington first.
I mean, yeah, makes sense.
I liked it better.
You see Paddington 2? I haven't seen the first one.
I 100% like it better that they just went to the Paddington
I mean, it's
2.
funny. I think it's funny regardless.
And
But
Paddington 2 is better. Like, it's the best of the two. They're both good.
I
Spider-Man
mean,
2
seriously,
bear movies.
one of the biggest laughs in the thing was the one that you were talking about, where they start off. Well, let's get to know each other. And Nick turns to him and goes, "What's your 3 favorite movies?" Well, no, Javi asked Nick what was his favorite movie, and he goes on to this long speech about there's 100 years of cinema. It's not, you can't really pick one. That's just impossible. And I mean, there's this really long speech where he's saying that, and then he goes, "Okay, well, top 5." And so, well, top 3. And so they're going to the Javi tells him his top 2. And then they're doing other stuff.
Face Off and the cabinet, Dr. Caligari.
Yeah, that goes off into a long conversation because Nick just absolutely loves that movie. And they go into this, different cut scene, and they're sitting around drinking, shooting the shit. And he goes, "You've got to tell me. You cannot keep this from me. You've got to tell me. What's your 3rd favorite movie?" And he goes, "Paddington 2. And Nick stands up and he goes, "You've got to be shitting me. You cannot possibly." I mean, this, and he's just ranting about how the good choices he's made before cannot possibly equate to Paddington 2 as his 3rd choice. And he goes, "Well, have you seen it?" And he goes, "No." And then it immediately cuts to them watching that movie, and Nicolas Cage just crying his eyes out at
Niagara Falls.
so goddamn funny.
We should add it to the wheel in place of the Watch Mojo thing.
nope, set in stone.
I mean, like, like it's for next time we spin.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Paddington 2, I'm down.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, let's just do Paddington 2 just for the bit.
Just for the bit. Just do it.
Yeah.
It's Cage related.
Yeah.
There you go.
about to say like
Cage adjacent. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good sub-series, Cage adjacent film. Not just like bullshit movies that we happen to have a hyper fixation on for the moment. It's more like what movies are like tangentially related to the world of Cage.
And we still have 13 of his other favorite movies from that time we did Pinocchio.
Yeah, that's his birthday spin. We have to make sure the series lasts 11 more years. So you get to each one of them in turn.
Yes, we'll do this for at least another decade.
Hey, when you sign up for a podcast, you sign up for forever.
Man,
Maybe by then we'll actually sell some merch from tpublic.com/user/caging-greatness.
oh, and confirmed, Pedro Pascal is the daddiest daddy.
Yep.
So anybody seen that video? It's going around. It's just him like, am I the daddiest daddy? I am the daddiest daddy. He's just joking around.
He seems like the coolest guy.
He's so fun. His Twitter's fucking fun too. Man,
How is it every time there's like some really cool nerd show and there's two people on or adjacent to the nerd show, so many times one of them is just like a major shithead? Because we, like for the 90s, we have Hercules and Xena.
Yeah. Fuck you, Kevin Sorbo, you bitch.
stop saying his name. I'm tired of seeing his face on my feed.
Candace phone blowing up.
But then Lucy Lawless is the best. Then we have the Mandalorian. Pedro Pascal is a national treasure.
Yeah.
And Gina Carano. So Pedro Pascal.
She definitely put her foot in her mouth and ended her career. But it's okay. She's making Ben Shapiro movies now.
God.
Oh, boy.
Talk about a fucking fail, son.
God, because that scene where they fucking dropped acid to get inspiration for their movie.
That legit may be my favorite part of the movie, where they're on the wall.
They saw the two people they thought were watching them and then ran off and then saw the people like, oh, again, but it's clearly not them. But they look close enough that LSD brain can't distinguish.
Like, I've never had LSD, but I must say, I don't think it's smart to immediately start driving after.
Well, they're just like peeling it down the road on a mountainside.
Yeah, I love the fact that he appeals to Nicolas Cage's vanity in that moment. It was like, you drive, and he goes, I can't drive on acid. Look, I know you did all your stunts in Gone in 60 Seconds, and he goes, I forget, he said, oh no, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
When they were running. But he goes, damn it, you got me. And he gets in and drives.
Hits everything on the way out.
The other thing I was thinking of is when they're running from the gunman.
Yeah.
And he was like, you run out there and get the truck and bring it over here. And he goes, no, will you run? And he goes, no, you can run faster. I saw you in, I forget what movie he said. And he goes, that's the stunt team. And he goes, no, I watched the behind the movie, so-and-so. And he goes, got me again.
It's like, I can't run in these shoes. He's like, you can still run faster than me with subpar footwear.
They had a great bit because at this point they both have extenuating circumstances where like, oh, they have to turn on the other in order to save their interests. But there's a moment before they sort of get out to try to kill each other. There's like they swap shoes because oh, your shoes will be cool. Well, I like your shoes. And just kind of like this nice but awkward moment of them like exchanging exactly one shoe. Then they both pull guns on each other. It's like, yeah, you're trying to kill me. I'm trying to kill you.
They were almost in tears.
The script was really, the word choice for so many of these bits was perfect.
Yeah.
Because like just the subpar footwear bit.
Yeah.
That's the best and funniest way to describe the thing that happened in that scene. Like, every scene is like that, where it's just the perfect word choice, and I loved it.
I love his ex-wife, like just like freaking out on him all the time, because like, I mean, at least in this movie, I feel it was warranted because like he's always working, he's never there, blah blah blah, and she's like, I'm just fucking tired of it. Especially in that one scene where it's like she's basically crying, like grabbing his hand, and just like, look, I'm going to tell you this, and I don't even think I should. It's like, you need to get your shit together, and it's just like, damn.
I also liked when after Javi flew them down there for them to work out their issues with Nick Cage, she's like, what the fuck is going on? And he's like, I'm working for the CIA. And she goes, are you having a nervous breakdown? Immediately he goes, yes, but what I also said is true.
Which I will say, that scene is probably the only scene I do not like Pedro Pascal's character, because I was just like, oh no, you don't. That was probably the most I was in turtle mode.
Yeah. I do like the fact that while they were sitting at the lunch table and Nicolas Cage was doing his quote apology to his wife and daughter,
And he's
that
like-
was so full of shit
And he's like,
that,
"Oh,
that Hobby immediately goes, "Wow, that was shitty."
Yeah, that was
yeah.
pathetic.
Is that the best you got?
He's like, while I was out fulfilling my vision, I know you wouldn't want me to keep you from fulfilling yours. And he's like, "Well, come on."
It's very self-serving.
Very bad. Very bad.
What about the scene where he's going to the computer room or
surveillance room?
yes, and he accidentally puts the knockout sticker.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Which I've never seen that before. But
Right.
What? Okay, U.S. government.
It's like he touches his forehead. Like, oh shit, I touched my forehead. Did you touch your forehead? I think so. Well, did you or didn't you?
I don't think I did.
I don't think I did. Oh,
Oh no, I did.
Oh, and how she revives him on the floor.
yes,
That-
exactly. It's like,
he passes
action.
out.
And stabs himself with like the knockout EpiPen. He just like jumps back to life.
No, but how she got his attention though, because he was about to die, and she just screams into the mic, "Action!" And he goes, stabs himself in the leg. That I was fucking hollering.
Which,
great.
like that was my favorite thing about Tiffany Haddish's character was like anytime they were trying to talk him into something, like she knew how to press his button.
Yeah, she got to the movie side.
Yeah, in the background, her partner's just shitting all over it.
Right.
No, we killed Nick Cage. Great, fantastic.
Is it- oh, yeah,
decided to go back and work for Sonic.
like their chemistry was fucking mwah.
Oh yes.
Like I know someone already mentioned that.
Yeah, like I would like a director's cut with more of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh, they
hope
were
there's
great.
like a
Love
scene, like a deleted scene where turns out they're actually still alive.
Because like I was legit disappointed when I found that they got rubbed out at the end. But Tiffany Haddish is like one last moment to like kind of equal the playing field and knock out the baddies to give them a chance to kind of get in and like out of danger. It's like damn, but that just goes to the strength of their character. Despite being on screen for a relatively short amount of time, you still felt like damn, they got
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
I don't know about you guys, but the introduction of those characters just sold me on them immediately with their interaction in the airport,
Oh, yeah.
where it's like, okay, he's getting off the plane, and the dude goes, "Holy fuck, that's Nicolas Cage!" Tiffany's just like, "You're kidding me? No, it is Nicolas Cage." He goes, "Okay, call off the mission. Call off the mission." She goes, "No, I got it," and just goes, "Nicolas Cage, I love you," and then plants a bug on him. It was
there's a
great.
Nicolas Cage. What, from Moonlighting? From Face Up? What the fuck, Moonlight? What?
Which we will watch at some
And then
point.
then she brings up the Croods. I loved you in the Croods, and then
Croods 2. That was
Croods 2. Yeah, I just watched Croods 2. I loved you, blah, blah, blah. And he starts giving like some background info as every actor, with the
I worked with Emma
the
Stone,
ego.
yeah.
It's got to give her some like extra how much the movie meant, blah, blah, blah. And she just goes over, "Can I take a selfie?" and slips a bug in his pocket, walks off. And the guy in the truck's like, "What the fuck is Croods 2? Have you not seen Croods 2? And that's when he does, "I'm 45 years old. Why would I have seen Croods 2?
But yeah, it was a really good movie.
Really
Go
good.
watch it, goddamn.
Good movie.
Really
Like,
good.
Like if you haven't seen it yet and you're listening to us, why? Go watch the movie. Stop the episode.
I'm sorry.
I'm definitely
Go watch the
owning
movie.
that when it comes out.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I want a
100%.
fancy Blu-ray steelbook with all the jingles and bells and whistles.
It's a Lionsgate movie, so odds are they will put out a fancy steel book
good.
for it.
If you happen to find one, you grab me one.
I sure will.
Okay.
But if I had to if there's like any I don't really have a lot of negative things to say about this movie. The only thing, like you said, you had pacing issues towards the middle. I don't know why. I was starting to feel that way like towards the third act. It didn't take me out or anything. Also, Lucas, he's all right, I guess.
I guess like as like a antagonistic force, he didn't really have like maybe that. Like he's threatening because that's the plot is leading that direction, but just like you don't really feel like the menace.
Yeah.
He is just kind of like an annoying fuckboy.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
It's like Maluma, the singer, but if he was just like evil.
And do you know what? Like you mentioned the lack of menace, and honestly, I think that was one of my favorite things about the movie for me personally. Is it because there's so many movies you watch where you're always tense, even if it's a comedy or something. The third act gets in, like, oh no, I don't know how the hero's gonna get out of this one. Like, but this one, you never really felt the danger as much. Like up until the CIA agents got killed, and you're like, oh no, they might kill someone. But then it goes right back to silly. And I liked that because, like you said, it's just perfect light movie watching. It's like I wasn't really that concerned about any of the characters. I was just able to sit there and enjoy the characters.
Yeah. And we got a lot more characters welcomed in this one than I was bargaining on.
Yeah. It's just again like the scene where the president, the guy running for president, his daughter that was kidnapped, sees that it's Nicolas Cage saving her. That was great.
That was
a great way to like bring it full circle.
Oh yeah, I wanted to pose a question around about the table, if that's cool.
Sure.
Question for the chat.
If you can pick your personal choice for Cage's Dark Passenger, any character that he's played, big or small role, who would it be? Let's go around the room. Let's start with Emilio, actually.
Dark Passenger, what do you mean?
You know, he was talking
Imaginary
to Nikki.
Cage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nikki.
Yeah, man.
What character would you want that to be?
If that character could be swapped out just for another character.
Castor Troy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, good
Yeah,
one.
I mean-
You know what? That would fucking work though. Like,
I mean, could you imagine the F-bombs that he would drop on him and all
like
that?
so evil,
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
straight up devil almost.
Yes.
I like that answer. I like it.
I'd either say Sailor from Wild at Heart
Okay.
or his character from Mandy, but just like covered in blood in the axe and not saying a damn word. Just
What about you, Pat?
Actually, I was kind of thinking Spider-Man Noir.
Oh,
But
That's a good choice.
he's animated the whole time.
yes, I love that.
Or alternately, it's like each time he encounters, imaginary Cage, it's a different Cage.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of hoping for. Almost like, Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, Future kind of situation.
I'm sure that was
been
probably
cool.
in like a draft, and then like when they got closer to, they had to like make it one Cage. But like I think Spider Noir would be great.
Just showing the archive footage is one thing, but actually bringing those characters in from multiple studios, there's probably a lot of legal wrangling on that.
Yeah, I was like, because I know Mandy, I'm pretty sure that's owned by Lionsgate, I think.
And even
'Cause
though,
I-
like it's a difference between a room full of references versus the actual character being there, because that's why his imaginary character was from an interview that he was just crazy on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Frank?
Well, my first thought was Castor Troy, like Emilio said, but I'm thinking the avatar that he was talking to kept going on and on about he's a movie star. Quit doing these little bit parts, because at one point he was like, well, I'm going to start doing these supporting roles just to develop my skills and contribute to the art and blah blah blah. And he's like, bullshit, you are a movie star, you are the star, blah blah blah. And for that particular iconic reference, up until Pig, Nicolas Cage said that his favorite movie was Vampire's Kiss.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking the guy, the character from Vampire's Kiss, just the overboard, over the top dramatic stuff that he did in that movie. Just that character as, you're a fucking movie star. You're the star of the movie. You're not a supporting actor. You're a star.
Yeah. What about you, Shim?
I would want an angel and a devil situation of Lord of War Cage and Trapped in Paradise Cage.
Nice.
Oh.
Or the way he looks from that Renfield movie that's filming right now. Like actual fucking Dracula Cage.
Oh, that'd be great, but they did a call forward to like a future Cage.
Oh, man. Well, as much as I would like for it to be Cameron Poe, I don't think that would fit for what they were trying to convey in the film. But you actually had one of mine, his character from Vampire's Kiss. That would have been a good choice. And I don't know why, just because of, especially in that the part where everything gets dark and he's just sitting there alone, his character from Bringing Out the Dead.
oh yeah.
That would
Like,
be
I don't
good.
know, just him, just like those dark eyes, just like done with the shit, just like, man, this is fucked.
Because if there's like an extended version of this movie that had all the money and all the rights, I would kind of love it if Cage went into battle mode. But each time, like when he would go, like Nikki would be there with him, and there'd be like he passed behind something, and Nikki would transform into a different Cage, and then Cage would then like mirror what he did to sort of like as an attack. Like Nikki turns into Vampire's Kiss Cage, and then Nicolas Cage channeling that like bite somebody's neck, just like just
Almost
like tears the throat out.
Like the original Wolf Fang fist that Yamcha would do, where there's a wolf behind him and
Yeah.
he's doing the pose. Yeah. Like anime Cage.
yeah,
That'd be
basically.
great.
Man, and like regardless of how the real man is, kind of sucks, but I thought it'd be a funny bit if John Travolta somehow showed up. It's like, ooh, wee, you good looking.
That would be funny.
You hot. So I'm like, oh no, not you again.
Before we wrap up, I have a question that's similar to your question.
Okay.
I'm curious about if you had to have your own imaginary cage friend, who would you want it to be? Emilio?
Imaginary cage friend.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Superman from Teen Titans Go.
that's fair.
Okay.
He would just call you Goofster all the time.
Solid Emilio answer. I like it.
answer.
Yeah.
Hello, Booster.
I'm gonna have to think.
Honestly, my answer doesn't change. It's either one of those.
That's fair. Cannon?
I mean, man, you know what? Come back to me. Actually.
Pat?
I definitely would like to keep Spider-Man Noir, but if I could have a new one, maybe an interesting choice. His character from Raising Arizona.
Okay. Frank?
I was thinking that I was like, being a Southern boy, I'm either going to pick Con Air Nicolas Cage or Raising Arizona Nicolas Cage. Both of those characters speak to me.
That's fair. And, that way you could actually have someone to talk to about Raising Arizona, since we clearly don't. If it were me, because of my deep love of noir, it'd be Spider-Man Noir or National Treasure Cage, because I love history facts. I'm just walking along. Hey, that was a Ben Franklin, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's cool, Nick. Thanks. Go about my day.
And just like Nicolas Cage, just Snapple facts.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, my original answer stands. I would love to have an imaginary Cameron Poe to hang out and to give me wise advice at all times. But may seem a little unconventional, but I think I'll get to see some cool stunt work. Give me Johnny Blaze.
That would be cool.
So after he's done telling me his shtick, I see him just eat all the shit. Just boom, and he's fine because he's him.
It'd be a great bit if it's like that was like the spirit of vengeance. So you turned in, like it got possessed. You turned into like Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider, not regular Nicolas Cage Ghost
It's
Rider.
like the cannon of vengeance.
But yeah, I think that'll about wrap us up. I don't know. All this episode was just us talking about this movie that you need to go see. But if that gets you to go see the fucking movie, then so be it. Go see
Wait,
the
we
movie.
talked about the movie we saw?
The entire time.
Fuck?
No tangents, no nothing.
You know what? I think there might be a storm coming because we're just way off base here.
Full moon season.
It might be. Like, this is what happens when you record on a Sunday.
Wow.
Hey,
I mean, hell, we haven't shit. Like, what time is it? It is 5:20.
Yeah.
we're recording when it's still light out.
Yeah, like it's so weird.
Well, we all have been waiting to see this movie for like a month, too.
Yeah. We've been
waiting
very excited.
Yeah, like it was supposed to come out last year. Like we were all waiting for last year, and then they just quietly rescheduled. And I was furious. Like, no, I want this now.
But we had a year to marinate the Cage cast under our belt.
Yeah.
We know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And we went in just blasting.
And we're better for it.
I just want to mention that Shimmy refused to let me and Emilio sit together.
Yeah, I wanted to actually hear the movie. So
Also, we
Now, look, Emilio only made like 3 jokes during
I paid
the Batman
$15 to
movie.
hear the movie we're watching, not your Statler and Waldorf act over the movie we're watching.
It was fucking funny, though.
Great. Wait until we watch it the second time, where we've already seen it the first time.
But honestly, I don't think this movie needed that because it was pretty funny.
It was funny. Yeah, I made one comment because I was away from Shimmy.
Yeah, Frank.
Made one comment.
There's a bit where the Cage is out there lounging on the pool, and it's a funny little awkward moment. And then Pedro Pascal shows up in like his shirt and then like his striped
It's a ridiculously black and white striped Speedo.
undies, and Frank was just like a little aside. It's like, oh, I have the same underwear.
I was like, that's weird. I have those same trunks.
damn it.
But yeah,
I lost it. Never mind. Sorry.
it's fair. We can.
just like Frank and the Speedo just sitting in your head, and just like all thoughts.
I'm
went
sorry
away.
to put that image in your head, Ken.
No, I had a thought, but fuck. It's gone.
Frank and a Speedo just ruined it.
God damn it. Me and my fashion choices. I swear.
I think that's as good a place as to wrap it up for the day.
Yeah, be sure to tag your review with hashtag Frank Speedo.
I do make the joke about the post delivery to the post office, and people talking about, well, when you complain about it being hot, you'll complain about being cold. It was like, no, I can put more clothes on in the winter. I can't I'm required to wear a minimum amount of clothes in the summer delivering mail. no matter how much I try to convince them that it'll be okay me delivering a Speedo and flip-flops, they will not go for it.
That's just a name tag and your balls out.
We want to thank the Postal Service for their adherence to the rules.
But it's like it's more uncomfortable. Like Frank has his name tag, but it's like through his skin on his.
That's a pin on his titty. Just
He just tattoos the name.
It's just on the waistband of the Speedo, so you have to look.
Right there near the crotch.
So what we're trying to say is, please go watch The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yeah,
It is
fantastic.
a great time.
Good time.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Buying it,
It's good stuff.
watching it again.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to rewatch this many times.
Yes.
So, Emilio,
Yes.
where can the people find you on the internet?
On the Instagram, SuperChico80.
Cool.
Alrighty, my name is JoJo. You can follow me on the tweeters at JONIBOA24 and John Owenson 12 on Letterboxd. And I just have one question for the audience. Why the fuck are Guitar Hero controllers so fucking expensive?
I know, right? God damn
Because
it.
people kept breaking them when they were originally coming out because they were made to be shitty, so you'd have to buy new ones. So nobody actually kept them because they were destroyed.
Yeah.
And look at us now, egg on our faces.
Well, you know where to find me on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Goodreads, and of course TikTok at That
Oh fuck, he's falling.
Woo! Get it, fucking guy! Yeah! And my hair do the thing?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, I like, thank you. Visual
And-
bits.
And just for our listeners, that is with 48 O's. Make sure you get that right.
Yeah,
47 actually takes you to a spam page. Pat?
Yes, hello, it's Pat. Thank you all so much for listening. We had a great time. Hope you did too. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at John lost his name. If you listen to the week it comes out, we got a full week on the AYCH network because on Monday, April 25th, it's episode 259 of All You Hear podcast, a 3-hour extravaganza where the lads go through the official best movies of the 1990s tournament bracket, and it's a lot of hot takes, heated discussion, and just a bunch of bullshit, but it's a good time, and we finally got that out of her hair. And then on Friday, April 29th, we have a extra special bonus banter episode for you, where myself and some old friends of the podcast, Trey, Mel, and Jacob, just hang out and shoot the shit about some current events like the Northman, Jurassic Park, Mickey Mouse gaping his butthole, and some other fun stuff.
Don't think I'll be listening to that.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Prude.
Man, I'm totally listening to that.
But it's a fun time. Go check that out. Hey, like I said, it is a stat week on AYCH this week. And then the following week, the 5th anniversary of the All You Can Hear Network. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Frank, where can the people find
You can follow me on the Instagram at Swirly1145. I post occasionally.
Thirst Trap Frank. Hashtag Thirst Trap Frank.
you? Yep.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Hey,
every tweet.
it lines up with the Speedo bit perfectly.
Hashtag Speedo.
And I have been Captain Chimmy. You can follow me at Captain Chimmy's Kind of Art, Captain Chimmy's Almost Music, Captain Chimmy's Toy Box. Also, you follow the podcast socials, Caging Greatness, Cage Movie Podcast. It's a bunch of weird stuff because apparently the word caging is not social media friendly when you make usernames. So, check out our link tree. Going to be the easiest way to do that if you follow us on Twitter, SoundCloud. It's all over the thing. If you're listening to this, you can find the damn link tree. And next week we will be discussing Left Behind with our friend Ken. It's going to be something.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be a day. I personally am excited just from the look on JoJo's face.
which is despondent at best.
Yeah, because before this show was a thing, we were initially just going to do an episode on AYCH about Nicolas Cage movies, and we were each assigned one to watch, and I was assigned this piece of shit. And got blitzed out of my mind watching this movie, and then we just ended up making a whole show out of it.
See, some good came from it.
Yes.
Yes.
And now you
I'm
get to
not
watch
going
it
to argue
again.
that. But the trauma's still there.
There's a trauma bond.
And if you want to support
You're
the
not wrong.
podcast, You can give us all money individually, or you can find some merch at our merch store, tpublic.com/user/Cajun Greatness.
You see us on the street, here's $1.
Hey man, I love the show. Here's $5. I'm just gonna get like an old decrepit hat and put it at the shop with us and the sign in front of it. Like, if you like our podcast, maybe toss us some change.
Man, we forgot to bring cards to the theater and put them in all the cup holders.
Yeah.
We also forgot something else too, didn't we?
Yeah.
Otto's reviews.
Otto, I'm so sorry.
Otto and his bride. We forgot to take them to the showing.
Yep.
They're a little perturbed.
Good thing that they have telepathic links with us, just like on Doctor Who. What did they think of the movie?
Thumbs
up. Fantastic.
Thumbs up, but also middle fingers up.
Right.
You know what? I'm sick of this shit. I'm coming at you on Twitter, bro. Both of you.
Well, thank you all again for listening to this ridiculousness. And the important thing that we want to stress to you is to go watch The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. It's an hour and a half. It's a good ass time, and you'll enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, maybe that's a you problem. Go watch it anyway.
Why do you hate happiness?
Yeah, why do you hate fun and joy? But
You can tell me you're gonna look at Pedro Pascal in the face and say no mas?
Yeah, you're not going to do that. Look at that man. He's adorable.
That man is gorgeous.
So go watch the movie.
Yeah, I was so glad he turned out not to actually be the bad guy.
Yeah, that was good. But yeah, thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.
See ya.
Bye. Hey, wait, Cannon, who starred in this movie?
Nick fucking Cage. I'm not doing it again.
How absurd.
Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?
How absurd. I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.